Alright, what is up, YouTube world? This is Eric Stone with Expiring Music Writer. Tonight, I'm just drinking a cold natural light, and due to our current situation in the United States of America, I gotta drink cheaper beer. But that's beside the point. I just like to point that out. I'm actually getting used to the taste and liking it. But anyways, this video is a review of William Clark Green featuring Cottonwood Crows show they did at the Majestic in Fort Smith, Arkansas on Garrison Avenue. The 3rd of June, about 8 days ago, I think 8 days ago. I usually try to do this a little bit quicker, but trying to get the right information and band members and names and set list if I can, it takes a little bit of time. But William, if you don't know who William Clark Green is, he's been around I think since 2012 maybe. But I didn't really know of him that much until like I heard a few, because I'm big into Red Dirt and Texas music. I like a little bit of everything. I've been in a Toe Keith mood here lately. God, I love that guy. I love to write with him. I also been digging a little bit of Steve Wariner, indulging into Steve Wariner. But anyway, William Clark Green, I didn't really know about him until Ringling Road video came out. That was my introduction to William Clark Green. And it was just so different of a song that, I just was immediately attracted to it. But the funny thing was, back pre-COVID, do y'all remember them days? I went to see them at a free show in Pensacola, Oklahoma at the casino. And like I said, I maybe knew 3 or 4 songs that he did. I didn't know that. The only song I knew somewhat was Ringling Road and Rose Queen. But I didn't know that actual much about it. But the backstory, and I do this all the time. When I first started going to the casino in Pensacola, Oklahoma, they had Gillies was still open back then. It's closed down now. But I always try to take a guitar with me to get signed by whoever's playing. I've had guitars signed by the Kentucky Headhunters, William Clark Green, Cody Canada, Randy Rogers, Casey Donahue, Sonny LaRue, Brian Head Welch from Korn, David Lee Murphy, I'm trying to think of some other people, Jason Boland. There's a list. And it was the first time I ever went to Gillies. And I didn't know if they'd let me take my guitar in. And, I go through the doors, and there was a cop standing there, security guard or cop, I can't remember. I said, "Hey, my name is Eric Stone. I am a expiring music writer. I review different bands, blah, 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 blah." I said, "Do you mind if I take this guitar in and see if I can't get it signed by the band?" He's like, "I can't tell you, go ask that guy." And it was a guy that worked at the casino. He said, "I have no problem, but," he's like, "just don't go backstage." I was like, "Well, I'm pretty sure you could catch me if I try to go backstage." But the funny thing was, I can't remember who played there when I started going. Because I seen Reed Southall band there, Whiskey Myers, that was free. Good luck with that shit now. I love the band, but it's like, damn, I wish you had $20 tickets or free shows to Whiskey Myers and Reed Southall band. Seen David Lee Murphy there. I seen Kentucky Headhunters. Seen Boland. There's a few, William Clark Green. and a few local artists there, Clint Scholl's band. But anyways, and it was funny because I never got to go backstage. And I'm not the type to say, hey, I want to go backstage and meet the band. But the funny thing is, William come out, I think for a few minutes after the show, and I got to talking to him, and he seen the guitar. No, I'm getting this. I got too many stories, but he goes, and he was coming. He went to the green room or the back room, and I was just waiting on him to see if he'd come outside. I'll wait an hour to catch a member of a band just to bullshit with him or get a signature or whatever. I've also got Shooter Jennings, fiddler player. I didn't get Shooters. I wish I did. I just wasn't that. It wasn't in God's plans that night. Yes, I'm a big Christian. Sorry, I got a little bit of allergies and stuff. But seen Shooter Jennings there. Great. Oh God, I'd love to see him again. I didn't see Mark Chestnut there, but I have seen Mark Chestnut before. That, and there was this old bar at, what was that bar called that I used to go to? This was back in 2012. I seen Coda Canada there. Mark Chestnut, Rick Trevino. You remember Rick Trevino? Bobby Ann Mason back in high school. She was way too cute. She was way too cool. Whatever that song goes. But anyways, I've seen a lot of people. And, but my point is, so I waited around and William came out. I said, hey, my name's Eric. I'm a big fan. I said, I've been listening to music, blah, 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 blah. Do you mind signing my guitar? He goes, hell no. He goes, do you want me to sign the whole band? I said, well, if you don't mind and it's not out of your way, I'd like the whole band to sign it. He's like, come on in here, man. And I got to go to the back room. I mean, it was only for 5-10 minutes, you know. But it was like just the coolest thing because he was so fucking down to earth, you know. And I was like, dude, I said, well, I didn't say dude, but I was like, do you happen to have a set list? I said, I do reviews, and I used to type them up, but now people don't want to read, they just want, you know, watch videos. So, anyways, he's like, yeah, man, take this, you know. I took it and did research and did the review, you know, and I cannot remember if they had it open or not. Now, I'm sure they did, but if you hear something, that's my Yukon. He's a husky, Great Pyrenees puppy, and he's wanting attention. But anyways, so, and I was like, man, that is so freaking cool. And that I did the review, got my guitar signed, and so so the next time he come to Fort Smith, which is like not that far from Pensacola, and I was like, dude, it'd be cool if I could interview some of these artists. And I started out with local artists, like local Arkansas artists, or not just Arkansas, but just local artists or bands, you know. And I hadn't really done that many, and I always make it a point, every show I go to, if it's a newer band or band I haven't seen live, I go up to the merch guy, first thing before, you know, I get way before whatever, you know. And I was like, hey man, my name's Eric, I'm a big fan, I want to be in the industry, blah, 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 blah. And the time, I think it was the first time he made his debut at Majestic, or not Majestic Lounge, but Majestic in Fort Smith. I think it's not the same guy now. He's like, and we were just bullshit talking. I was like, yeah, man, I love Will, and, you know, William Clark Green and this and that, and I want to be a writer. I'd love to one day hopefully get to interview people like him. And he says to me, do you want to interview him after the show? I'm like, are you fucking serious? Because, I mean, I've never got that before, someone that big, and he was so kind. He said, after the show, stick around, it's going to be a while. I said, I understand, when they're putting stuff up and blah, blah, blah. He goes, I'll talk to Will. He goes, I'm pretty sure it's a big, a for sure thing. And, he'll take 15, 20 minutes out of his time to interview you. Or do an interview with you. I was like, that is cool. But the bad part, that night I'd forgotten all the questions that I usually ask artists, or what I would ask artists, And he got to go on the bus, and it was so cool because he was so down to earth, and he made it worthwhile. It wasn't like, hey, I'm going to answer a few questions, get the hell out of here. It was, come in here, when we went back to his room, on his tour bus. And the bad part was my phone was dying at like 10%. It's like, man, I'm not going to get this interview because I have no way. And they actually did it for me and sent it to me from one of their phones, and I'm grateful. But anyways, so William Clark Green is, if you ever get the chance to meet William Clark Green, do it. Go see him. He's a great artist, great band, great live band. Sometimes he has the banjo player from Josh Abbott's band, I can't think of what his name is, play with him sometime. He was there I can't remember if he was there that night or he just played with Josh Abbott. I can't remember. Anyways, but I've seen him 3 times. No. Yeah, three. I think it's 3 times he's come to Arkansas, and I've seen him in Oklahoma. But the opening band, and I love to get there before, and I don't know how some people are, because you got the crowd. I'm like probably 3% of people that actually go to actually listen to music. Don't care about what the crowd's doing or, whatever. I'm there to, oh, we got a new song, cool, I'm going to record it. And some people, and this is what pisses me off so much about just any band, not just a particular band, but just any band, is you'll have like fucking nobody except for 2 to 3 really badass music fans that want to listen to the opening acts and hang on every word. And then you'll get the people that are there just for that one fucking song that they hear on the radio or that's big on iTunes or whatever. They don't care about anything else. Everything is fucking background noise to them. And and I'm just different because I hang on to every word. If they say, this is how I wrote this song, this is how I come up with this song. Okay, that's cool. Maybe I can do something like that, where I got a similar subject in a song. Okay, I might do it this way. I'm just that way. And, but like I said, I'm like one of the very few people that I'll tell you another story. I do this all the time. If you're new, I'm sorry. Please subscribe. Aspiring Music Writer. It's a picture of me with Kevin Fowler on the deal. Sorry, I've got allergies really bad right now. But anyways, this is when Ragweed split in 2010. And I don't know if y'all can see it, but I got The Departed and Ragweed tattoos. My favorite band, I never would have written a song or even really got interested in red dirt music, Oklahoma music, Texas music, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But they're the ones, he's the one that got, that band is the one that got me go, oh, I could do this for a living, maybe, or, oh, so you write your own songs, it's not just 4 or 5 people sitting around making up the stupidest shit they can just to make a hit record. They don't care about hit records or, gold albums. They just go out to play music for the fun of it, I mean, I'm sure there's money into it too, but I know like bands like Ragweed or Cody Cannon and the Departed, they're not in it for the money, I don't think. But, like I said, go back and, but anyways, when they played their first, it was The Departed, I think, at the time. I can't remember if it was The Departed or Cody Canada and The Departed, because they still had Seth James, and I can't think of the drummer dude. Dave something or other. But anyways, and they did not play one Ragweed song that night. It was all new music, and somebody got pissed. And Cody actually called him out. And not really called him out, but it's like, but they were wanting to hear Boys from Oklahoma. He's like, ma'am, we don't do that song right now. Or I don't think he wanted to do it at all. But then he come up, well, it's a good crowd pleaser. But every song was new to me, probably everybody, because it was the influenced album they wanted to do. This is Indian Land, and that's how I found about like people like Tom Skinner and Bob Childers, and I can't think of that one guy from Oklahoma. But anyway, a bunch of artists or Oklahoma art or songwriters on there. But anyways, but that was just cool to me. I know a lot of people got disappointed in that show. I think it was at the Sound Room at the time. It's a Majestic now, but it was a Sound Room. But I'm just like that, And so anyways, back to the show review. I know I go off all the time, but what I'm saying is I love opening acts, even if I've never, seen them before, even heard of them before. That night they had Cottonwood Crows. I think it was a 4-piece band. Don't quote me on that. And I wish I would have gotten the names of the members. I know the lead singer is Matt. I don't know what his last name is. But they are great. They, some guitar, and bullshitted with me after or in between sets and everything. And, saw my guitar and told him I did, and I was like, yeah, man, like, let's do that, but anyways, that Cottonwood Crows, and it's Cottonwood, one word, Crows, Crows. But like I said, that night they opened up for William Clark Green, and they did about a 13-song set, and I didn't know any of the songs. I just heard of them like 2 days before that, because they said supporting William Clark Green is Cottonwood Crows. But they started out in 2015 in Stephenville, Texas. And that is like my dream, to go to New Braunfels. That is like my goal in life. My main goal is to move down to New Braunfels in Texas. But anyways, but they started in 2015. The earliest single they put out was in 2017. They've got 4 singles out, 1 EP, and 2 full albums. I think one is pretty well recently new too. But they kicked off with a song called and I guess it's probably just a shorter term for a song, but they got SFC. They got a song called Mexico they did. Then they got one, bought this hat at. Funny thing is, I went and met some people in Fort Smith earlier tonight, and forgot to comb my hair, so I went and got a cheap ass hat from Dollar General, $4 at Dollar General. The funny thing is, I'm not big on camo, I'll tell you that. And every freaking hat they had was fucking camo. There was one orange one, but it was $10. So I don't want to pay for a damn hat, or a $10 hat that I don't like very well. And I happened to see this one, which is just black and silver, so I was like, well, I'll just go with that. And it was cool because it was actually cheaper. But anyways, Cottonwood Crows, 4 or 5 piece band, and then they did a song called Like You Used To. That's a good song. Then Leave, the extended version of Gypsy Soul, that's a badass song, and you can listen to this on any streaming platform. I prefer Apple Music. Now, I like Spotify for my podcast for some reason. But then they did Goodbye, Seemed to Be Fun, and these were all originals. So, and that's very weird to find an opening act that don't do at least 1 or 2 originals. Covers. They did Seem to Be Found, Tornado, that's a damn good song. Seattle, that's a badass song. Hotel Floor. And then Matt introduced the band. I think Mason kicked it off. And they did a jam. Just an instrumental jam. And then they ended the night, that night with Back to Yuski. And I don't know what the hell if it's something. But like I said, I know I don't have a lot of information on the Cottonwood Crows, but look them up. Facebook, I'm sure they got Twitter and Instagram, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music. Great original Texas country music. Young band. So that was that. Like I said, I got my guitar signed by them, and they were impressed because the funny thing is, it was funny because I get there early. I'm probably the first person in the venue when I go to a concert, and I usually get either right in the center, like where the lead singer is gonna be, or just to the left, or left. But that night, I'm like, there was a signature on it. I knew it was a signature, but I couldn't. It took me a while. It was a Chris Knight inside it, and that was cool because I actually had a guitar. Excuse me. That they signed, but actually Chris Knight signed a few months earlier. Great. I love Chris Knight. Never actually really got to talk to him, but I love his music. But anyways, so that's Cottonwood Crows. Please check them out. If you're into Texas music or original music, country rock, whatever you want to call it, great band. I hope to hear or see more stuff from them. They're just getting started. Like I said, they got like 2 full albums out. 1 EP and 2 full albums. So they've only been about 6-7 years they've been a band together. But anyways, and then William Clark Green, he came out after, and he's got 6 studio albums. If you don't know William Clark Green, he's a long-haired, blonde-haired guy. And I think the 3 biggest songs I think that I think he's got is Rose Queen, She Likes the Beatles, and I Like the Stones, and Ringling Road. But he's got 6 full albums out. My favorite song by him is Misunderstood. And I think it's on Dangerous Men, which is the very first album. 7 singles and 2 live albums. 1 at Green Hall and 1 at Cheatham. And I think they did different songs on those albums. because they didn't want the same show. But don't quote me on that. But anyways, and William Clark Green is a 6-piece band. William Clark Green, singer, acoustic guitarist. And then got Josh Serrato, I think that's how you say Serrato, maybe Serrato, on electric. He's got 2 electric guitars, which is cool. Stephen Bueller on bass. Logan Bowers on drums. Stephen Marcus is the other lead guitar. And the newest member, I think he said he's only been doing it since last August, I think. I talked to him a little bit. Stop. But I talked to him a little bit after the show, before he got on the bus. I think he'd been there since August of last year. He played keys, fiddle, and I think he played either banjo or mandolin. No, I can't remember. Yukon, hush. But anyways, John Laufenberg, I'm sorry if I'm saying this wrong, Laughenberg. And, but of course, Baker Hotel is their latest, is Williams' latest album. And the funny thing is, it takes me a while to get into a new album, no matter if it's Texas or Red Dirt or Oklahoma or like Toby Keith. I'm a big Toby Keith. I'm a big 90s country fan too. I mean, I'm a 90s kid. I hope to write one day with Toby Keith. I've been on a Toby Keith kick. Drink some more beer, Eric. I've been on a Toby Keith kick for a while. But anyways, but Baker Hotel came out not even a month ago. Maybe about 2 or 3 months ago, on March 25th, 2022. And the funny thing is, I did not like Baker Hotel at first. That song, not the full album, but the whole song. And like I said, it takes me a while to get used to the new stuff. It depends on how, if I'm in the mood. You know, like Toby Keith came out with an album last year called Peso in My Pocket. And I guess I just wasn't in the mood for that type of music, country, which is a little bit more mainstream and, you know, a little bit, not really bro country, but more catchy stuff. And I just could not get into it. I was like, this album sucks. But I went and spent a few hours the other day with a buddy of mine, and we're both big Toby Keith fans. I was like, I'm gonna give that one more chance, you know. And dude, it's awesome. There's still some really like Nashville type music, but there's one song that I can fucking relate to with my friends called the Days I Should Have Died. But anyways, not to get on Toby Keith, I'm gonna do that later. But the funny thing is, when I first heard Baker Hotel, I didn't like it. I will tell you this, until I saw the video, and then I was like, that is fucking awesome. It reminded me of Stephen King meets Alice Cooper, and I wanted to ask him that, and I didn't get a chance to get on the bus or bullshit with him that night. And it's funny because to me the album cover reminds me of, I don't know if it's just me, but reminds me of the Hardy Boys mystery books. Don't ask me why, but that's what I've got in my fucking head. And the funny thing is, I talked to a musician friend of mine named J.T. Hubbard, and he's like, I thought of that too, but I don't know what it is with, you know, it's like Texas music combined a melting pot with Alice Cooper influence and Stephen King. Don't have, but that's what I get. But anyways, that's like I said, I hadn't really listened to the song enough to where know what my favorite song is. I mean, I love Baker Hotel. But anyways, but what I liked about him is, or that night, is I'd filmed from the very first song, which I normally don't do that. But I've noticed that sometimes they'll play newer songs. So, and I try to get newer songs or unreleased songs that no one's ever heard before. But that night it was real cool because he did three that I know of off of Baker Hotel. He did Baker Hotel, Feel Alive, and Gun to Your Head. I love that song too. Then did Creek Don't Rise, Old Fashioned, Drunk Again, Rose Queen, Still Think About You, Hit You Where It Hurts, and that was actually written with Corey Kent when he was just 17 years old. Get Drunk, that's a newer song too, and I love that song. And if you go back, because I actually got this one on video, go back and look up as I got it, Get Drunk. I didn't put new, but just Get Drunk. William Clark Green at the Majestic, and he talks about he had co-written with a new guy on Zoom, maybe out of Nashville or somewhere, I can't remember where. And he said he played it for him in Nashville, I think at the basement or somewhere, I can't remember. But he said it was the first time I think the guy cried, and so did he, because he's like, I never thought that, I'd ever get a song recorded. He was a, real young songwriter by, a pretty big artist, And Sympathy, Next Big Thing, Anymore, Ringling Road. I freaking love that song. I don't know. It is just so out there. Like, there's nothing else fucking like it. I mean, nothing. I mean, like, you've got your beer drinking songs. You've got your heartbreak songs. You got your truck songs, Nashville. You got this. But I don't think there's ever been in the history of songwriting that I know of a song about a fucking murder, a clown being murdered at a carnival, it's just so different. And that's what, one thing, I think it was him said, that's what I like about the Texas music scene. He goes, you can do that and people like, it might work, He said, no, that just shit won't work. Just run another song about a truck or whatever. But then he did a medley. And I can't remember what songs he might have not did a medley. I can't remember. I think he did Pour that night too. Some of it is extras, and I can't remember all that. I know, and then, but all I got, and then he come back with She Likes the Beatles and I Like the Stones. And what was cool, they kicked it off. Sorry, this damn Arkansas weather, and allergies and stuff. But anyways, and they did kicked it off with Start Me Up, and then they got people. He took pretty much like they made a invisible line down the crowd and got to competition singing Hey Jude by the Beatles at the end. It was freaking awesome. And then it was funny because he come back for an encore, and he did like Don't Put Beans in My Chili, and there was one other song he did, but that was it for him. But I mean, like I said, if you're into whole music scene, Texas music scene, independent music. Check him out. Just fucking awesome. Down to earth. Like I said, I hope to open up for him one day. I want to start a band. Open up for him one day. You know, get to ride on the bus with him or whatever. But like I said, check out the videos on my YouTube Expired Music Writer. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, dislike, suggest some album reviews y'all want to hear, even singles, movie reviews. I started doing them. I'm gonna start doing book reviews. I read like 5 books last couple weeks, and I'm just burnt out right now. But look for, I'm going to start trying to put content on here on my YouTube channel every day to get it built up, or more subscribers. I know I'm going to do Britney Spears's, I think it's self-titled Britney Spears album review. I'm going to do Peso in My Pocket. I got a shitload I'm going to do. I'm also, this video will be uploaded later tonight. Probably right after I get off here. But I do a deal on my Facebook. If you're still, I know Facebook's kind of out of the way, because everybody's got Snapchat and Twitter and Instagram and all that shit. But if you got Facebook, I've got a page, Eric Stone, ERICSTONE. And it's got a picture of me, I think, with a Williamsburg green hat. So, look for that. And like I said, I'm going to be doing reviews again. I know I'm going to do Britney's 2000 album. I think it's 2000 or 2001. Peso in My Pocket. I'll probably do, I know I'm going to do Charlie Robinson's Good Times album. I'm going to do a Demi Lovato album review. And so just suggest, and I'll see y'all later. Also, though, what I was getting to with the, Facebook is I do a just a yakking sessions I do, where I just bullshit about different things. I'm going to start doing them on my YouTube, because fucking Facebook will kick me off every time if I say something somebody don't fucking agree with, and it just, whatever. And I don't even get that bad. That's what gets me. But like I said, please subscribe, share, and God bless.